Right now, hidden inside your skin, there are tiny muscles, thousands of them. Too small to see, too small to feel, spread across almost every inch of your body. Your arms, your legs, and the back of your neck. And every once in a while, when you hear a certain song, step out into the cold, or feel a chill run down your spine, all those muscles fire all at once. In a single, silent wave. Your skin tightens, your hair lifts, and for just a few seconds, your whole arm transforms. We call it goosebumps. You've felt it 1,000 times, but you probably never thought twice about it. But here's the strangest part. The reason your body does this is almost nothing to do with you. It's a message left behind by an ancestor you've never met, from a time when your survival depended upon it. Every time you get that chill, you're running a program written hundreds of thousands of years ago by a creature that no longer exists. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why. You get goosebumps, what's actually happening underneath your skin, why it's basically useless today, and why your body refuses to let it go. And by the end, I promise you'll never look at that little wave of bumps the same way again. So let's get into it. Let's start with what's really going under there. Look down at your arm for a second. Take a quick look. You probably see smooth skin, maybe a few faint hairs catching the light. But under the surface, it's a completely different world. Every single hair on your body, and you have about 5 million of them, is connected to a tiny muscle, 5 million, on a body that you always thought was mostly bare. Scientists call that muscle the erector pili. It's microscopic, a thin little band of tissue wrapped around the root of each hair, buried just beneath the surface of your skin. You'll never feel that it's on its own. You'll never watch it work, but it has one job, and one job only, to pull your hair straight up. Picture a tiny swing tied to the base of each single hair. When that muscle contracts, it pulls the hairs upright, and the skin around the root bunches up into a little raised dome. One hair, one bump. Now multiply that by thousands and thousands of tiny little muscles, all pulling at the exact same instant all across your skin, and that is what we call a goosebump. It's not one thing. It's an army of tiny movements happening in perfect unison, faster than you can blink. So that's the what, but it doesn't quite tell us the why. Because here's the question that should be really bugging you right now. Why would your body build 5 million tiny muscles just to make your hair stand up? What's it actually for? To answer that, we have to leave your living room. We have to go back, and I mean way, way back. Picture one of your distant ancestors, not a human like you, something earlier, something much wilder. Imagine a creature covered head to toe in thick, dense fur, crouched at the mouth of a cave, watching the last light fade over a cold and dangerous world. For them, that fur wasn't decoration. It was a tool, maybe the most important tool that they had, and those tiny muscles, the same ones threaded through your skin right now, were the controls. Now, imagine the temperature starts to drop. The sun goes down. The wind picks up, and the cold creeps in. When you're cold, you reach for a jacket. Maybe you turn up the heat. They had none of that, so their body did something clever instead. Every one of those tiny muscles contracted at once and pulled their thick fur straight up, all over their body. And here's the beautiful part about how it all works. When fur stands on end, it traps a layer of air close to the skin. That trapped, warm air will use the body's heat and warm itself up, and it holds all the warmth in. It turns a coat of fur into a coat of warm air, a blanket they grew themselves, invisible, automatic, and free. It kept them warm. On the coldest nights, it may have been the only thing that kept them alive until the morning, but the cold was just one of the threats waiting out there in the dark. Now, picture that same ancestor a few days later. They round a ridge and freeze. Standing in front of them is a predator, a wolf, a big cat, something with teeth and hunger, and absolutely no fear in them. In an instant, the body floods with adrenaline, the heart slams, the breath stops, and those same tiny muscles fire again. But this time, it has absolutely nothing to do with warmth. Every hair on their body snaps upright at once, and suddenly, they look even bigger, broader, taller, and more dangerous than they truly are. To a predator deciding whether this meal is worth the fight, that one flicker of doubt could be the difference between being chased and being left alone. And you've seen this exact trick with your own eyes. Watch a house cat the moments. It's startled, its tail bluffs up like a bottle brush, its back arches into a hump, its fur stands straight off its body, and in a fraction of a second it practically doubles in size. It's not magic. It's not the cat trying to do anything. It's the exact same reflex, the exact same muscles, firing for the exact same reason, to survive. And once you start looking, you find it everywhere in the animal world. A scared dog raises the hair upon its mind. We literally call it raising its hackles. A bird puffs up to twice its size against the cold. A porcupine lifts its quills. A chimp bristles when it feels threatened. All of it, the exact same ancient machinery, the same little muscles you're carrying right now, doing exactly what they were built to do. So for your ancestors, this one reflex pulled double duty. It kept them warm through the freezing nights, and it also made them look bigger in the face of death. It was genuinely a matter of life and death every single day. But then, something drastic changed. Over hundreds of thousands of years, we changed. Slowly, generation by generation. So gradually that no one alive would have ever noticed it happening. We lost our fur. Look at your arm again. Compared to your ancestors, you're practically naked. The thick coat is gone. What's left is a scattering of thin, fine hair that don't keep you warm and don't protect you from anything. So what happened? We got clever. We learned to control fire. We learned to wrap ourselves in the skins of other animals. We built shelter. We built clothing. We also found much better ways to stay warm than growing in our own coat. And once we no longer needed that fur to survive, evolution slowly let it fade away. But here's the thing evolution forgot to do. It never removed the muscles. Those tiny erector pili muscles. Every single one of them is still there, still buried in your skin, still wired into your nervous system, still waiting for the signal, still firing on command. So when you step out into the cold today, your body does the only thing it's ever known how to do. It sends the signal. The muscles contract. They pull your hair up to trap a layer of warm air exactly like they did 100,000 years ago. But that fur isn't there anymore. So instead of a thick, warm, insulating coat, you just get a few little thin hairs standing uselessly in a breeze. And a patch of tiny bumps that do absolutely nothing to keep you warm. It's like a security system was left, running in a house that was torn down 50,000 years ago. The alarm still trips. The lights still flash. But there's nothing left inside to protect. This is what scientists call a vestigial reflex, a leftover, an echo, a behavior your body held on to long after the reason for it disappeared. You're walking around right now with a survival tool that no one has anything else to survive. And honestly, that alone would be a fascinating little fact to end on. But this is where the story takes a turn that nobody will expect. Because if goosebumps are just an old reflex for cold and fear, why do you get them sitting perfectly still, perfectly safe, perfectly warm? Why do they wash over you when a song swells at the exact right moment? Why do you get them during the climax of a movie when a crowd of strangers sings the words all at once when someone says something that lands right to the center of your chest and your heart? There's no predator. There's no cold. You're sitting comfortably on your couch, completely safe, and yet your body lights up the exact same ancient alarm. Scientists have had a name for this. They call it frisson, the sudden shiver of awe that rolls down your neck and arms all in a singular wave. And they have a theory about why it happens. When you experience something overwhelming, a beauty, an awe, a moment of pure meaning, your body releases a sudden flood of chemicals, a rush of dopamine. The same kind of surge it once saved for the most intense life or death moments of your existence. And here's the key. Your body still can't quite tell the difference. So to that ancient system buried in your skin, an emotional peak and physical threat look almost the same. A spike of intensity is a spike of intensity. So the old reflex fires, not because you're in danger, but because you're moved. Think about what that actually means. The same system your ancestors used to survive in the freezing dark, the same system that they used to face down predators, is the same system that now responds to a melody, to a movie, to a beauty, or to meaning. Your body took a tool built for raw survival and quietly, over 1,000 or more years, repurposed it to help you feel the most human. Things there are. That chill down your spine when a song hits perfectly. That wave across your arm at the end of a story, that's not random. That's 50,000 years of evolution. Reaching forward through time, tapping you on its shoulder just to whisper one thing. This moment matters. So the next time you feel a wave of goosebumps, whether it's from the cold, or from a flash of fear, or from something so beautiful it stops you in your tracks, remember what's really happening underneath your skin. Thousands of tiny muscles, built for a body you no longer have, firing for a reason that no longer exists. A message from an ancestor you will never meet, still living inside your skin, still trying, after all this time, to keep you safe. Your body is full of these little secrets, leftovers, echoes, reflexes that outlive the world that they were made for. And goosebumps are just the beginning. Here are dozens of hidden programs inside you. Right now, every yawn, every hiccup, every shiver, each one gives you a clue where you came from. If you want to know what else your body is doing without ever telling you and why, subscribe and stick around, because there's a lot more going on under the surface than you think. And I'll see you in the next one.